Welcome all to Wifery Garden. I got some ladies in here today, and we got so many interesting topics to go. We're gonna be talking about sex, love, relationships, and all the things. So thank you for joining. Don't forget to hit the like button and share and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Welcome. Let's do this. Okay. How are you, ladies? I have another family member came through today. We're still waiting for one more. Hopefully she comes through. How is everybody?
Good. Wonderful.
I'm okay. How are you?
We are doing wondrous.
That
So
sun is Mike Tyson you.
The sun? Well, I look like I'm getting a tan. I'll be outside.
I mean like when you go outside. It's like draining.
Yeah, it do.
Like draining you.
It definitely drains you.
It's hot down there.
Yes. These last couple of days it has been, but tomorrow it's finna be like in the 70s. So just a couple of days. It ain't. That's one thing about Colorado. It don't stay hot for too many days in a row.
It's 90 over here, but it's wet hot. Like it's humid hot. It's not like just hot. It's like wet. So if you go outside, I feel like you're in an indoor swimming pool. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
I am not a huge fan of that humid hot either.
No, it's the worst.
So Hiram sent me this clip that I thought was so heart-wrenching. So we're gonna watch it on IG because it's so profound. This young man talking to this cop. Oh wait, shoot! I turned off my share, my screen share. Okay, let me do this. There you go. All right, we're gonna listen to it without sound. I think I have some other music.
It's not.
Yeah, I took the sound off to play some alternative music, but that is because they be getting copyrighted these songs. So, welcome. Thanks for coming through. You just watched the young man. The police officer was talking to him, and then the police officer embraced him, and he kind of broke down when the cop was hugging him. It's like, praying for our young black men. Help them, Lord, help them. Jesus, help us, Lord, help us, because fathers are needed. Yeah, me and Hara was going back and forth because I know, that mothers and fathers are needed. Yes, mothers and fathers are needed, but they are working overtime to get fathers out of the home.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? There is an absolute agenda to get fathers out of the home and to have these women raising these kids by themselves and then wondering why stuff ain't going the way it's supposed to go. Fathers are needed. These women getting artificially inseminated to raise children so without a man around is crazy to me. But it's happening. It's happening. And if they, I guess that's it's between them and God. But I could not imagine raising these kids without my husband. They would be ruined. I can't speak for every woman. I just know for me personally, if y'all had to be raised by me alone, y'all be in trouble. They'd have been trouble. So I thank the Lord for having a husband around with wisdom, because not every man got no wisdom.
Yeah.
I think is the biggest thing about that. Men with wisdom from the Lord. Even if it's, what I'm learning too, even if it's a bad father. Unfortunately, even if it's not a good father, if he's around.
When you mean by bad, are you talking about like inconsistent or like deadbeat, but like in and out?
I had one of
That
those.
does more damage than
I think so too, but I had one of those. I had a father that wasn't consistent, that came around when he felt like coming around. And all it did was make me seek the Lord harder. My father is God. That is my number one daddy. That's my father. Regardless, and I have more pity for my earthly father than hatred or unforgiveness, where I recognize him as a sad individual, misguided, miseducated, didn't have the proper tools to be the man he was supposed to be. Because there's no such thing as a perfect parent. There's even no matter how perfect a parent you try to be, it's gonna be still something you do to screw the kids up. There's gonna be something you do. There's no such thing as a perfect parent.
That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah. Now that you say it, I can see that point of view. As an absent, then if you have an absent father where it's like no dad at all, just one parent, it's like, I don't know. So you feel like it's better to have an inconsistent parent than an absent parent?
I don't even know about better.
I've had these convos. It's crazy too, because you could hear so many different point of views, and it's like,
I won't even say better. I don't know the word for it. I just because I was feeling like you better off not having them around at all. I was feeling that way. And then the Lord speak to you, and the Lord starts speaking to you, and you see things the way the Lord sees things, because his brain don't work like our brain. He don't think like we think. He don't see the world like we see the world, where we think everything's supposed to be perfect. But when God sees that however things is going, whatever's going on, good or bad in your life, he wants us to seek him. So the more situations in our life that direct us to seek him harder, he like, how is that bad?
I don't know. I had a good dad, so I don't know. I'm not part of this conversation, unfortunately. Right? Sorry.
No, that's right. You ain't gotta apologize.
I was trying to pull something to relate here, and I can't. I'm sorry.
I mean, you don't have to relate. You had a father that you spit out of his sperm. He's right. So we can all relate. Fathers, everybody here has a different experience with their father.
Yeah.
So absolutely, you can relate.
I was spoiled rotten.
I know that's right.
Yeah, I mean, my dad was there, so. And like you said, I think if he wasn't there, we'd be running amok. I'd probably be pregnant. No offense, mommy.
I mean, the truth is the truth. What I'm offended for.
But yeah, I think the dad is important because it's the balance. Like I think is, I'm not a mom, but when you observe and you see moms, they are the nurturers. They are the more soft, not in like a weak way, but in ways can be a weak way or whatever. But they're designed to be the softer part of the child, and then you have the dads who are there to be the level headed ones to take the emotion out of it. So I think that's there. That's why both need to be there to be that perfect balance of, oh, I had someone who gave me, hugs and kisses and stuff. Not saying the dad doesn't give hugs and kisses and stuff too, but mom's there to give hugs and kisses, and then dad's there to be like, all right, now this is life, you know.
Snap you back into reality.
Yeah, now you still get hugs and kisses, but the world's still gonna want to kick your butt. So.
I was watching something that was like, why do fathers trip their kids to 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 test your reflexes? And men have a mindset of preparing children for war. So when you got a father that's raising you up in the, you know what I mean, like teaching you self defense, tripping you, and doing weird stuff, it's because he's reminding you like you better get some reflexes because the world is not going to take it easy on you. And women are the opposite. Women are like, the world's so hard. I gotta love you and hold you from the harsh world. And men are like, I gotta prepare a warrior for the harsh world.
Yeah.
So what a man said, having a perfect parent just makes it harder for the child to believe in God. I've seen that. So folks should not feel bad about not being perfect parents because all it do is make you seek the Lord. I was listening, we was in the YouTube group and listening to folks talk about their parents and my mama didn't do this and my father didn't do that. Like, thank the Lord, because the Lord, you have to seek him. Where everybody else nobody else can get the credit or the glory for your whatever success you have. The Lord only alone is the one, just like that young man, because regardless of whatever that young man we just seen went through, his mama and daddy might not have made, we don't know the story, but God put that police officer in his path to show him the love of God.
Yeah.
Absolutely, the Lord will cover you. What?
I have a question. So which one would you rather be? Would you rather be the parent that, is your children? Well, I already know what you think, but just asking, for. But would you rather be the parent that's like your child's friend, and you let your child do what they want as children, allowing them to go free and do X, Y, and Z as children, or would you rather be kind of the protective parent where your child, didn't experience those things as a child but chose to do things as an adult?
So I wouldn't say want to be my child's friend. But to a degree, as a parent, I learned that you kind of have to let your kids experience stuff. You have to let them eat dirt. You got to let them get into fights. You got to let them experience the world. You got to let them experience it. You can't protect them from everything. And then there's some things that you do have to protect them from, like molestation and things of that nature. And then sometimes you can't. Sometimes those things happen no matter how hard you try to protect them from it. So it's like, that's why I said the only reliable father is God. Because as a human being, I can't be here, there, everywhere at all times. Only God can be there. So when your kids is out in the streets, you don't know what they doing, you don't know who they are. God is there. I remember driving down 35th Avenue, and I'm coming down the street, and it's a little black girl shaking her tail in the middle of the street. And I go, and it's my baby. It's Riri. I'm like, what the hell is Riri doing in the middle of the street? Completely different people once they leave your house. You don't know who these people are. Okay.
What was this?
She was short. So had it been she was maybe 8 or 9. Yeah. You don't know who these people are when they leave your house. You just don't know. So the Lord is who I depend on. I can't depend on myself as a mother. It's good to have mother and father in the house, but again, human beings can't be there always. So yeah, like parenting stuff. I get it, Tia, that you don't want children. I really do. I totally understand. I really do. I get it. I get it. I totally understand. But I also why she don't want children?
Yeah, not to be like disrespectful, because I always wanted to. I like hearing point of views on like why people, because it's like you don't want kids at all? Like your generation stops there? Like I don't know. Like there's people who be like the only child and they're like, I don't want no kids. And it's like, you know that it stops with you, right? Like if you don't have no kids, that's just it. Like once you die, once y'all die, that's it. So like, how come you don't want kids? Like, put me on.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love Rajay's voice.
I'm sorry. Hi. Sorry. I just love listening to you guys,
Don't
and I be
apologize.
like locked in, just
Yes.
listening.
That was your
But
heart. I was like, who is Sarah? Don't talk like that. Who is that? Oh,
she's somewhat. She's so.
I'm
It's like
on top of the
it
thing.
depends.
I'm on top of the thing.
I'm so happy you're on here. Hi, Rajay. I don't know. Why did I say I didn't want kids? Why aren't you last time? Just a lot of responsibility. And I'm okay with it ending with me. I have beautiful nieces and nephews that I feel like they can like attest to, how I am as a person. Like, why do I have to? I don't know. It's just so much into it. And I like being the baby. I do like being the only, like, I don't know. It's just so much. Then you got to have the baby. Then you got to carry the baby. Then you got to raise it up for 18 years because it doesn't just stop at 18. Like, you gotta, I'm 32 and I'm still my mom's baby. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, that's just so much responsibility. Like, I'm waiting for my dog to die, so I can't even imagine, like,
Oh my god.
having something else that you got to take care of for the rest of your life. Like, I don't know how people have kids all just so easily. Like, you want kids just because you want your lineage to go on for the rest of your life. You got to take care of something for the rest of your life. And then money? Oh my God. Don't get me started on money. Like, so I just like picking
She's
up
not even lying. You're
whenever
not
I
even lying about any of this.
I want to pick up and go just whenever I want. I'm pissed.
Sure.
I'm going to Vegas because I can. I'm going to Vegas because I can. I don't care if I got $300 in the bank account. Who cares? I ain't got no kids. I can go.
Amen. Now
I remember those days, man.
You want more? I can do it.
I get it.
I get it. Yeah.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It makes perfect sense. I can't argue with you about it. Just all I would say is, if and when it's your time, you just be obedient. But you smart. You absolutely smart. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your time. Just you and the Lord. Absolutely. I am in complete agreement of that. I just say for anything else, when the Lord say, you be obedient. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, me and Ira was talking about kids. Even I say, I'm like, hold up, we're not even married. That's not even a conversation we should be having right now. Like,
yeah,
we
I still want
don't
to
know.
talk about it.
It was like because she had mentioned kids. And like yeah kids are like, but I'm like, hold up, wait. Whether we want kids or not is not an option. We should be trying to figure out whether we want to make or not right now. We don't even got a man. Never mind.
Yeah, best friend.
Never mind a marriage. Never mind some kids. Like, and I was just like, that's a discussion my husband and I will have. If we want them, how many we want. Like that, I'm not married right now. That's not a conversation of mine.
Best friend, just air us out.
When I get married, then ask me that
You
question.
gone. Air us all the way out. The whole list just so
crazy.
You do me like that on stage.
Yeah,
but no, I did think about it because I was like, there's so many do's and don'ts of it. Like, I mean, it's just a thought. We growing up in life and being like, well, do I? Would I? And I see so much stuff online where I'm like, gonna add that to my yes, gonna add that to my no. So I don't know. There's so many different reasons why yes and why no.
Absolutely. It all has its pros and cons.
Yeah.
So having kids is hard. Having no kids ain't that hard. It's hard.
Yeah,
it's one of those things.
Having no kids is
but it's one of those things that gets harder when you get older.
Yeah, when you get older, yeah.
It might not, because right now you are young and you enjoy your life, but the closer you get to death and you start looking like, damn, who and where and who do I turn to and whatever, that's when folks start rethinking.
Yeah.
I should have, I wish I had, I wish I should have, whatever. But then it's too late. Then they can't because they too old to have them. But God can do miraculous things, but
Their
It's like,
Junior's gonna have babies. Cyree's gonna have babies. Trinity's gonna have babies. So it's like then they can come take care of me.
I don't
No,
think we.
doesn't work like
I
that.
don't think so.
I'm not
Take care
even
of you.
expecting my children to take care of me.
I was wondering what you.
How about
Yeah,
me?
and she talking about take care of her.
No, we got everyone gonna be rich enough to have great health. So you're gonna
Amen.
have great health
Take care of
by the
yourself.
time you die.
Mhm.
So you don't
And
have
Amen.
to worry about
I'm
nobody
praying
taking
for
care
you
of
to
you.
have a man that you can get old with, and even if y'all don't have no kids, that y'all take care of each other in the name of Jesus.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Amen.
Yeah.
I mean, even if y'all don't have kids, it could very well happen where y'all just grow old together.
Yeah,
You
pass away with
don't.
a notebook in the bed
You
holding hands.
don't like. You don't know what your future holds. Like you never know. You could get
Absolutely.
pregnant and have like 4 kids at once.
Ooh,
Don't play with God.
I wouldn't
Don't
wish that on
play.
nobody.
Amen.
Don't play. Like you don't know. Like you could sit here and be like, and then you meet somebody and you be like, nah, I gotta have kids with him. You don't know. You probably just
Yeah.
never met
Yeah, because you find
that
somebody you
person.
like, you might like, Daddy, I got to have your babies.
Mm-hmm.
Got
Never,
to.
Mm-hmm.
never
Well, your
happened.
eggs, you
We'll see.
Never say
never say
never.
never. Your eggs might be screaming for that brother. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know.
Wow.
She right. You don't know. You don't know what your future hold. I absolutely agree. What a man said. T has a point. Darn it, she does.
Thank you.
She does. T is going to have the first AI babies.
Yo, for real. Given the way the future is, I don't know,
Amen.
man.
AI babies. It's. I'm sure it's a thing somewhere. They got rubber babies,
Rubber baby.
like silicone babies, and
Oh,
people
yeah.
buy them and dress them and stuff, and they just, they look like real babies.
Oh wow.
There's
They
people
designed
on
those people for people
TikTok.
that are grieving.
Yes, there's people on TikTok who literally take care of silicone babies. Like they call it reborn babies.
Hmm.
They be on TikTok live.
Interesting. Yeah. There's something for everybody.
Mhm.
Well, since we on this parent discussion, I'm gonna just go straight to this clip of the man that says he gave up his parental rights. So we're gonna go right into this since we own it. Since we own this topic, I'm gonna put it on the other side. There you go. Where is everybody? Is everybody here?
Mhm.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh wait. Oh, I see I see what's going on. I only have 4 things in the what you
Oh,
call
I'm down here. I'm good. Don't worry, guys. I'm good.
it. Okay. All right. All right. We're gonna play it, and we're gonna watch it in chunks, and we're gonna talk about it.
Okay, this is another Dadcast coming live from Brooklyn Family Court, where today, people, probably I want to say about an hour ago, I completely relinquished all rights to my daughter. It may sound like something that's horrible, considering I'm a person who has advocated to fight for your child no matter what. But it comes at a point when you're a parent or a man or an individual where you have to put your own interest ahead of that of your children. Because you're really no help to your children if you happen to be in a bad situation. If you're in jail, if you're broke, if you're unable to do anything, you're no help to your children. In maturity, I've kind of learned that. I've learned that my child's mother is a broken, disgusting loser, and she believes that her entire future is dependent on me taking care of her. So she's decided to try to use the child as leverage. But today she got thrown a curveball because I signed over all my parental rights and I ended the matter. In addition to that, I put an order of protection on her in the state of New Jersey because I'm just tired of her. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of the games. I'm tired of just all the attempts to defame me and slander me because she's mad that she happens to be a loser.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the little bit we watched so far?
Hey, his body, his money, his choice.
Huh.
Hey, if women could be deadbeats and kill their babies when they don't want them, I think he has every right to say, "Hey, you can have it."
I think if there's a way to do it via the courts, then you legally allowed to do whatever you want. If you don't, sometimes I guess I could get it in terms of like a mental health point of view. Like if it's like draining to co-parent or deal with certain things when it comes to being a parent, then sometimes you got to do what you got to do, because 9 out of 10 the child is going to know what the parent that they're actually with full time, they're going to know how that parent is. Sometimes parents who leave will be like, that child will see for themselves, because there's only but so much fighting you can do.
Mhm.
You can't. Sometimes it's too much. We've all seen videos. We've all heard stories. Sometimes it's just too much.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Feel bad for the kid, but it just seemed like that there are some women who push men to their limits. Like you push a
Hmm.
man, and he probably, not all the time, but the kid wants the dad wants to be in the parent's life and stuff. But there are some women that, like he said, she's angry, she's bitter, or she's whatever it is,
Jealous.
going through, jealous, hateful. And it's
Mm.
like you're better off allowing that man to just let go before he snap and choke you out.
Mhm.
Because
Hmm.
these men, they got
Hmm.
limits.
It
Everyone got a
really be like
limit,
that.
but men, yeah, they're a lot more tolerating and accepting. And I just see like a lot of women where they will push a man until he snaps.
Hmm.
So you better off letting him, you know.
What a man say. Or just be like Tia and have no kids at all. It's harder not to be a parent when you already are.
Mm. Yeah.
And you know what I
So
notice a lot of times, and it could go both ways. A lot of times, the other parent is not like romantically interested anymore, and stuff like that. So the other parent's like bitter. That would really mainly be the case most
oh
of the
yeah.
time. There'd be
Oh
other
yeah.
stuff too, but it's like, I don't want to be with you no more. Okay, so you can't see your kid.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Stuff like
I,
that. So
I
kind of
absolutely
sad, but
think that's I absolutely agree that that's one of the main issues with the whole thing for sure. All right, let's watch some more.
I'm tired of it, people. So, in the interest of justice, in the interest of keeping my own peace, my sanity, and protecting my future, and protecting my goals, and protecting my life, I have decided to forego any rights or any access to this child. I'm still young. I'm reasonably attractive. I have a working penis. I,
If you want to get your name, phone number, and address
All
off the
right,
internet,
bro.
He said I have a working penis.
Jesus
but as far as
Christ.
this child is concerned, I'm still young. I'm reasonably attractive. I have a working penis. I can have another child, and I will.
Jesus
But as far
Christ.
as this child is concerned, I'm done. Um, Men don't abandon their children because we don't love them. We abandon the children because the women who give birth to them are, excuse the term, completely horrible people.
Man, that's a lot to take in. Obviously, we're going to have this conversation on after hours tonight, but I will tell you that I'm conflicted on this one. I'm completely conflicted as a father.
We'll watch. We'll watch just that little bit, and then we'll talk about
I
it.
feel bad for the kid because the kid's not really gonna have straight answer. Like the mom the
Yeah.
whole time probably gonna be like, "Oh, he just didn't want you, and you don't need him because you got me." Like she's never gonna have an honest answer why her dad left
Mhm.
because he's not gonna be there to tell the truth, and she probably gonna try to make it seem like she did absolutely nothing wrong.
I think that it's really sad that another life has to become involved before people break up
Mhm.
and decide, oh, you said she's a horrible person, she's this, she's this, she's this. You didn't get any idea or any sign that she might not be the best type of candidate to have your kid. You're
To
telling me
sleep
you were
with, yeah.
completely blindsided. You had
Right.
no idea.
Right.
She was pregnant for 9 months, still no idea. She was
Mhm.
then all of a sudden the baby's here. It's a life.
Mhm.
And just to air out a little bit more on me and best friends talk. First off, they're not what you say, best friend, build a bears. Yeah, they're not build a
Oh,
bear
children.
babies. Yeah, they're not build a bear babies. They're human beings. So it's like that's the part that pisses me off. is that you're talking about abandoning a life. You're not talking about, because that's questions their entire life. That's certain situations that the mom can't handle, certain things that the baby might experience in their life that the mom doesn't know what to do or what to say, that they've never experienced that before, or that, you know, they just have no idea how to handle that, or they handle it in a way that's more feminine when it needs masculine. So it's like, it's very unfortunate that, like, honestly, I could care less about how the adults feel right now. Like, it doesn't matter. I could care less that he thinks she's horrible. I could care less that she's bitter. I could care less about that. Y'all decided to sleep together. Y'all decided to create a life. And now all of a sudden she's so horrible and you just gotta get out of there. You gotta get out of there. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
And she's an idiot.
Yeah.
And that's it.
But people be picking sides as if they didn't make the kid together.
Right.
Did nobody in that video
be picking sides? No, it's his fault. That was her. Last time I checked, it took a sperm and an egg to make a baby. That could be wrong. But they did that together. And whether they knew before or after, you know, they were into you know, conceiving, they still chose to do that together. So I don't see why I don't see why people like feel the need to like pick sides. Like, both people, like best friend said, like, y'all did that together.
Yeah, I could care less about that. Like, people always do that. They have a kid and then they point the finger as if now it's their fault. Like, people just gotta find somebody to blame. But it's like, at the end of the day, like, you just brought another human being into the world. Like, that's a big deal. People don't treat it like it's a big deal. That's a big deal. That is a life. That person is gonna grow up. They're gonna have their own feelings, their own ways of communicating. That is a person. And y'all are sitting up here arguing, going bickering. Who cares? That's irrelevant now. I could care less about that. That's irrelevant. Y'all fighting is irrelevant. There's a whole baby over there. Like, that's crazy. And if he feels like, oh, I could go make other children,
that's what messed me up.
of course you can. Of course you can. And you already did, nigga. What do you mean? You already did. You already made a kid. So what are you talking about? You could just go make more, like, whatever. And then, okay, so are you gonna make this a pattern, a habit?
Right.
You start arguing with that baby mom, you gonna dip and
Things
make
get
another
hard,
one.
and you want to leave again.
And make another one. You're just gonna keep populating the earth because you relatively attractive. Okay, well, after you open your mouth, you're not that cute. You wasn't cute when you started. And you're definitely not cute to me now.
He attractive to somebody. That's why I commend Tia, because even though, you know, Tia's, like she says, she understands the magnitude of creating a life. That's you know, why she's not rushing into it, and I completely respect that, because a lot of people don't have enough respect for it. Rush into it in their selfish stages, rush into marriages in their selfish stages, and like, oh, I gotta, you know, I don't know me, I gotta think about myself. And it's like, you didn't take the time to think about yourself before you was rushing into having babies, rushing in to get you somebody. You didn't take the time to enjoy your selfish stages. So I completely appreciate that you're fully aware of your own selfishness, you know, where you appreciate your time to yourself, that you understand how important it is, what having a baby truly means. And I don't think I understood that enough when I was younger. I just know when I was Hyra's age, 20, 19, 20, that I wanted a baby. And then we had a baby, and then be like, damn, babies is work. So people don't take it seriously enough, and people don't want to get married, but then they complain about the consequences of the decisions they continue to make, having relations and children outside of marriage. Then they complain about, oh, you know, this person I have a baby with and I don't like them, and they, you know, this is the consequences of having children outside of marriage, outside of wedlock, outside of the people, that person that God has called you to be with. These are the consequences that we have to deal with.
I just feel like
Go Tia.
I was gonna say, I just feel like there's too many ways, like, especially like when you're married, like, I feel like, okay, like having sex unprotected, okay, you know, because they're right there. It's like, might as well, you know. But it's like, if this is just a boyfriend, this is not even somebody that's like y'all ain't locked in as, like in marriage. There's so many ways to not get pregnant, or there's so many ways to not get somebody pregnant. So it's like I don't understand how people get so like in. I don't want to know if it's in love. If it's in love, wouldn't you get married? I don't know, but like get so infatuated with somebody that you're like, screw the condom, screw the birth control. Let's just do it. Let's just procreate. And then it's like, even if it is an accident, it's like, I don't know. It's like, how does stuff like this happen?
Like, the heat of the moment. The heat of the moment.
There's so many ways
Lust.
to not have this happen. What are y'all doing? I don't understand.
People don't really be in love for real.
It'd be just it's like lust, like Rajay said, like Hyra said, it's the heat of the moment. You in the moment, and because sex is so binding, you are becoming one with that individual. So your flesh automatically and your souls automatically become one, and you want to experience the whole experience the way it was designed to be experienced. So you want to feel the raw D, you want to feel the nut in you, because you feel like in that moment that's when you're close to that individual. And that is close. That's the closest you can be to an individual. But the issue is people want to be close, have experiences closest with strangers, but are afraid to wait till marriage and experience that closeness with someone that you've vetted and that you've married. Oh, what if it's no good? Half the time it's no good with a stranger. But we're gonna talk more about that too, actually. If people are honest, sex in and of itself with a person you don't know is awkward, and you got to do it a couple times to get it right. So you may as well experience that experience with someone that you are going to experience this for the rest of your lives. Like, it wasn't that great today. Let's try again this afternoon. Can you figure things out a little better? Okay, let's try again tomorrow. Just tweak things and get to know each other. You're gonna have to do that anyway. So we'll talk more about that. But it would help all of us if we valued marriage.
Oh yeah.
And not just rushing into marriage, not just marrying whoever at any time because just for the sake of getting married, but taking the time to let the Lord tell you who he has for you. Because when he do it, it's perfect. It fits perfect. Not to say it's not going to be a clash. It's not going to be it's going to take some minutes to figure it out. It's going to be a mess. But eventually it finds its place. Eventually.
I think a lot of pastors fail their churches, the people in their church, because they don't go into depth about the biology and the whole purpose of sex anyway. And I think that it has caused humans to believe that the purpose of sex is pleasure. So that's why we do it. And I think that more, because they don't like, I have yet to see a pastor to go in depth about the whole purpose of sex in the first place. And it's to procreate.
Yes. And okay, so hold off this sex convo. We got some sex clips. We got some sex clips. Hit the like button. Don't forget to share and subscribe this content. And we're gonna go over some clips. We're gonna talk about sex a little bit. So I found this clip of this gentleman sharing his sexual experience, his first sexual experience, that I thought was so fascinating and so profound. And I think most of us, if not all of us, can relate to this experience that he shares. So we're gonna listen to it, and then we're gonna talk about it.
My mom not being there, my father not being there, my big brother's in the room with every girl you can imagine, and they're all beautiful. He destroyed every single last one of those women one by one. I'm watching it for my own self. Watching pornography in the room, and I was curious. I was innocent. Going to he ended up leaving the room with a girl She had body, she had everything. I want a woman like that. I want to feel rejected. I always feel like I couldn't get nobody. And so I go into the room and see what we got there, man. They're going crazy in here. So I go in when they left the pornography on the TV. And I'm looking at it like, oh, so that's the way they do it? Yeah, that was the first day I became very threatened because how do they probably get that big?
See that guy standing while everyone else is kneeling?
He's like, how do they get that?
How to probably get that big?
Crazy to me. It created a desire and a curiosity. I couldn't feel it though because I never had sex in my life at the time, but I wanted to know. His sister, my brother's girlfriend, she had a sister that liked me, but I don't even know her. I see her a couple times. So one day she came over to our house with her big sister. She come in the room, she come and sit with me. She's shy. I'm shy. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I'm not rehearsed with this. I just come out of nowhere and say, hey, you want to have sex? She was like, sure. You got a condom? I'm like, I wasn't prepared for this conversation. I didn't know how to prepare for it. I'm like, I got one over there. This is my brother's room. He got one, so I grabbed it and had sex with her. Didn't even know who she really was. It was the first day I realized how two separate people can be joined in the one circumstance. Have sex with her. Condom pop, everything. It was pretty crazy. Out of nowhere, when it was time to walk her home, I realized I had an attitude. Strangely, I was a very quiet, rejected person. I wouldn't really like that. Got an attitude. I forgot my brother hat. Cocked the back of my head. It was too big for my head. Cocked it back. Walked out the door. Sagging my pants. I ain't never in my life been like that in my life. I ain't know what was going. I ain't know. Man, I walked her home.
Took over you.
Took over me. I walked her home. Disgusted by her, who she was. Like, bro, who the world am I? And I drop her on, and I'm walking back fast. I'm like, I call my sister, "Pa, what's happening to me? This is crazy." She's like, "What's up?" I said, I go back home, and I'm tripping. I said, wait, sis, I'm gonna call you back. I call her. I said, "Hey, let me ask you a question. You ever had sex with thugs?" She was like, "Yeah." Why you say that? I said, "How many?" She said, "All last 6 of my boyfriend were all thugs. They were blood and one was GD and all that." I said, "Wow." I just became one with everybody she was with. Everything she embodied, I became a part of it.
Bro.
Oh, Lord. That brother name is Rod Pickens.
Rod Pickens.
I subscribe to his channel. His testimony is powerful.
He seemed like a good old countryman.
Yeah, he a good old countryman, and he know how to tell a story, honey. He have you on the edge of your seat, like.
I know. I was looking like
that interview was excellent. That interview is excellent. I would recommend that everybody go back and watch that full interview. It is absolutely profound. So I would, I'll put that in the comments for you guys to check out. That is something I would absolutely. I want to watch more of his interviews.
Yeah.
But thoughts.
I think it's true. I think it's like probably it's not really what I've heard, like people actually say, but it's something that I feel like I don't know. I probably felt that before. Felt one with a person. I'm trying to think.
Because even if you don't feel it necessarily, he's very, he's someone who's very spiritually in tuned.
Yeah.
So he was very in tune with himself. He was very aware of his behavior changing. And that was nothing but the Holy Spirit had him call that girl and even ask her.
Yeah.
But I absolutely believe it. I'm like, Lord have mercy. I think about all the things I done, Jesus, all the things I done spread as a teenager. I spread disease and demons and all kinds of things. Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for forgiveness. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for forgiveness. Jesus. But he made it so plain and he made it so clear that because so many people become one with so many people, you become fragmented, and part of your demons become one with other people's demons because we don't see it here in the earthly realm. It is but what's happening in the spirit, there's a whole lot happening in the spirit that we can't see. And what's happening is our demons end up shaking hands with other folks' demons, making alliances, making covenants. That's why folks be like, a lot of folks once be like, even myself back in my teen years, once it felt like once you become a hoe, it's so hard to come out. Once you get so comfortable with sleeping around with strangers, it becomes difficult to come loose because you've familiarized yourself and become comfortable with that demonic union. But it's like it's a catch-22. It's be like, because you're really not that comfortable. You go into the situations, you're uncomfortable to begin with, but you force yourself to be comfortable because you've made up your mind this is what you want to do. But your spirit man is telling you, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. You don't want this, you don't want this, but you're already there. You already got your drawers off. So you might as well just move forward. I don't know how many times I experienced that uncomfort.
Tiffany Buckner called it a spiritual orgy.
Man, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is.
I remember that meme where that girl, she was like, she was like making fun of it, but she was just like, yeah, and then he has your face on the neck, like your hand on the neck, the hand on the thing, and then you're wondering why you're sitting outside his house, being all crazy. Why you being crazy with me? Like, and so it just makes me think, like,
I know what she's talking about.
Why you being weird?
Why you being weird to me?
Because you had the leg up.
Yeah. Because your body, your spirit. You always hear people say, I don't know how many of you women have heard, but you hear. I used to hear all the time that people always fall in love with the first person they have sex, especially women. That's what I've always heard. I don't know how true it is for every woman, but women are more likely to fall in love with the first person they have sex with, because your body and the spirit recognizes this as a marriage. So you wondering why it wasn't that good, but you stalking him anyway? Because you like, why women, the first thing if I give him my vagina, that's my man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know you want to laugh.
No, I don't like this memory lane.
Me either, bro. Me either.
Some of them, but this one, I don't really like this one. I'm done.
I don't like this one. When I was watching that video, I kind of felt what he was saying. Because it was like every time I have sex, literally to this day, like every single time after, I'm angry. I'm not like satisfied. I'm not like, it's just like, I feel like, I don't know. I just feel, and then the guy is just walking around all handy dandy, like,
right.
And then I'm just like, angry. I'm like, why am I not feeling good? Like people would say, oh, penis makes you feel good, and having sex makes you, and it's like, now I see why they're saying we have to get married to the right person, because I feel like that's the only way it will feel good. Like the only way it will feel right if you're with the right person. You feel me? I don't know.
You're right. Like I always say, I've had demonic sex and I've had great Holy Ghost sex with the same person. Okay. Back in our sinful days, we wasn't doing nothing but tormenting each other over and over again, tormenting each other. It wasn't until after we got married and understood the power of inviting the Holy Spirit that we were able to experience the full capacity of what pleasurable sex actually feels like. Spiritually, physically, mentally, all the things. And the devil has this lie going that any sex is good sex. And the best sex you will ever have is the sex where the Holy Spirit is invited, because he gonna maximize the whole situation. Okay, he gonna bring it to levels that the physical body can't even comprehend. because it becomes more than just a physical interaction. It becomes a spiritual uniting that is used, yes, for procreation, and the Lord allows us to experience a little bit of heaven here on earth in that interaction because he's in it.
That's deep.
Let me see. It says the hanky panky can make a person change their whole personality. Oh yeah. Yeah, man. So facts. That's why it's this is why I want to do this program, to get you women where you're purified before you get married, and then once you get married, you can experience the full capacity of pleasure that sex and marriage and all that stuff has to offer. Because it is possible. A lot of married folks never get to that. A lot of married folks don't even know it's possible because they're still focused on the physical aspect of sex. Married couples, could you imagine being married and still living in a sinful sexual situation? Because just because you married don't mean you're a husband and wife. Because there's a whole lot of married couples that have sex, but their mind is somewhere else. Their heart is with someone else. So in that aspect, you're still committing adultery. Because you think about the one at work that you got the crush on. You think about the porno you just watched. So you're projecting your lust onto your spouse. So it's a whole lot of married couples that never get to the spiritual power of sex because their sexual interactions are still fleshly, are still of the world.
That's deep right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
It does remind me of like you know, have you guys ever seen those videos of like when they're virgins and then they lose their virginity and it's like a glow up that they have when he's talking about the personalities and stuff? Because a lot of like the boys and girls, they like completely change, like they look completely different after they lose their virginities to different people.
Yeah,
the innocence is gone.
Person.
The innocence is gone.
The innocence is gone. That's it. That's what happens.
I've experienced that. I've had a guy before, and he was a virgin, and I wasn't giving it up. So, and he went and he got had sex, and after his whole demeanor, like everything about him changed. And I'm like, what happened to my little innocent honey? And he became mean, volatile, like, I'm like, dang, pussy did that too? Oh my God. Like, it's sick. It's crazy. It's real.
Had some demon cooch.
You know? Yes. And come find out, she was letting him do it all kind of stuff. He told me, I was like, oh, is she a demonic freak too? I was like, oh God, no wonder. Anyway.
No, I have seen stuff like that in person. Like I have seen like a girl that I've known, and I've seen her run through boyfriends, and every one of them would be, you know, super nice, especially to me. Yeah, be nice and everything like that. And then after they was with her, they be smashing stuff, breaking stuff. I'm like,
yeah,
demon coochie.
Yeah. And like I said, it's a traumatizing and a re-traumatizing.
Yeah.
Because not only is because the intention in and of itself is demonic from the man's part and the woman's part. Like I said, my theory is sex outside of marriage is an act of hate. You are actively showing this person you hate them by having them live in sin, by having them commit this sinful act. Just like you said, what did our brother say? He's like, I couldn't even stand to look at her. I've heard that. I hear that over and over again in these testimonies with these men that say that they gave, you know, once they decided to have sex with someone, oh, she'll come back. That once they decided to have sex with someone, they resent them after.
They get disgusted and all
they get disgusted. And I think that happens over and over again. I don't think it's a first time thing. I think it's every time they run into a weak woman that gives her body, they resent her for it. Yeah, I got a nut, but now I'm thinking they know it's wrong. So men might not report that they feel some type of way about it afterwards, but I absolutely believe they do. They might not say it, but God sees, and they end up telling it later. Like, yeah, man, I was messing with this girl and had me feeling whatever. And it's an act of hate. Because like I've mentioned, anybody that's had sex, when you meet somebody you really like and you have respect for, it's almost like you can't have sex with them.
Yeah.
It's almost like you can't. It's almost like, wow, I really like this person. I don't want to ruin it.
Yep. I've been.
Right? But he cute. I'm a hump on him. He just cute. I don't want nothing else to do with him. I want to just hump him. He cute and let him go. Right? It's an act of hate. What a man. Some people want a piece of evil. Evil ass. And once they get it, they can't get the heebie-jeebies off.
Yeah.
Why
So I call that Hellcat.
the way he
That's a Hellcat.
Ooh, a piece of evil ass. Woo! From
Hellcat is crazy.
From Brooklyn, Vampire in Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah.
Evil is good.
I don't know what's going
You
on.
haven't seen that? Y'all have to watch Vampire in
So
Brooklyn.
funny.
I
A
don't
new
know what's
generation.
happening.
You have to watch Vampire in Brooklyn if you haven't watched it yet. You will. That will be the laugh of your life. It's a classic. You have to watch it. But that's where that's coming from. A piece of evil ass. Woo! Get it. But that's the thing. That's what everybody want. Like stupid Shay. Oh, I don't want no holy girl. Give me a sinner. How did that work out for you, fool?
Oh, no.
Got you a sinner. Now she a winner. Back to cook dinner.
Hard.
I can't. It's too much.
That's the truth. That's the truth. So I just so bad sexual experiences. One of the questions I had was why is it after waiting so long, like if you're someone holding abstinence, celibate or whatever, and then you decide to have sex, why is it a bad experience? Why is it bad? Why is it not satisfactory?
I know.
Probably
Why?
Yeah.
because you were cleansing your body and then now you're
I feel
having
like
sex.
in your mind, it's like you're imagining how it's gonna be, right? Like I'm holding off for this amazing rain falling on the window pane, romantic music in the background, and for him to come and just make loud, passionate love to me.
PG.
And then like some Notebook type stuff,
Right? Okay.
And then you do it, and it's like it's nowhere close to where you thought it was going to be. Like not even close. So your expectations are so high that anything that happens that's outside of your expectations is going to suck.
Yeah. That's it.
That's why
I've been a vegan for years, right, Tia? And then you eat meat, and next thing you know, you've been a vegan for years.
Yeah.
And then you finally decide to change your diet. Your stomach gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
Rajay said something. What'd you say, Rajay?
It's like you're cleansing your body. You're abstaining. So it's like a spiritual thing. You're like cleansing it, and then you have sex, and you're like welcoming like demonic stuff. So that's why it's just not what it is. That's why when I see people doing those little break things, I'd be like, what you taking a break for? You gonna fuck somebody and like, oh, sorry, can we say that? You gonna do something to somebody in like 2 months? Like I'm all for taking breaks, but it's like no point because you're gonna go back to that cycle. You feel me?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
Yeah. I'm talking to myself too because I be doing it.
Okay, testify, honey.
And for me, it'd be because I know it's wrong. I know I shouldn't be doing that, and I'm not even as excited as you are. Like when I be looking at it, I'm like, you're a lot more excited than me. You really want to do this? Am I? But I'm gonna smile and pretend like I do because I might want to in a minute. Just let me get there, and I might want to. Okay, yeah, I want to, and then after I'm like, oh my god, I don't even like you like that. I don't even, like. Now that I'm learning a lot, I'm realizing that I don't think I've ever actually been in love before. Like, I don't think I've ever actually, because I was. I really, really did. I really thought I was in love with these guys. But now that I learn and I see like more and more stuff, I'm like, I didn't love y'all, and y'all for damn sure didn't love me. What was we doing? I mean, we was young, you know what I'm saying? I'll give it that, but still. But I'm just like, definitely realizing that like I'm not in love with the person, or just knowing in the back of your head that it's wrong at the end of the day is gonna make it unenjoyable for me. It's not gonna be something that I can physically like enjoy 100%, and it ends and I'm okay with it if I know at the end of the day it's wrong. So it's like, it feels good in the moment, it's cool in the moment, I won't, shade it all like that, but just at the end of the day, like I said, just knowing that it's wrong makes me want to be like, I shouldn't have did that.
Yeah. Convicted.
And the regret of how I was feeling before, like where I didn't feel tied to anyone, because my mood does change based on what just happened, what just took place. So it's like once my mood kind of goes down or up, or I start to not feel like I'm just me, and it's somebody in the corner, that's when it gets kind of like, I shouldn't have did that. That was stupid. But yeah.
Julie said The Notebook was my favorite romance movie.
That's a good one.
It's a good movie. So I've had experiences. So I don't be wanting to brag, but I have no ashamed of what I went through as a teenager. From the time I was 13 to the time I was 17 or 18, I had about 15 partners, 14 dudes, 1 female. And out of those 15 experiences, 2 were good. And one of those included my current husband. The other one was like a oops, gotcha, caught one. Throw a fish net in the,
we got a big one, guys.
We got one. And then we got one. And then I realized in myself, once you get one that's good, you like a crackhead. Where you at? Stop fiending like a crackhead. Okay.
I'm trying to see what you're talking about.
You fiending. Okay. Because you know that's 1 out of 10. So you want to lock it down. This one mine. Even if he got 4 other ones, I don't care. We'll share him because he won in 100. Okay, that ain't right. That ain't right.
Women do have less than like a what? Oh, it's less than 50, like less than a 25% chance of like actually experiencing a full sexual, orgasm when it is with someone. Yeah. Men have over a 90%.
Oh yeah.
It's happening.
No matter what they humping themselves having orgasms.
They hump themselves.
It's happening. It's happening. It's gonna come out.
No big deal for them. For women, most women don't know their own bodies. Most women don't know how their vagina works. So they don't know how to tell their partner, or they don't know how to work it themselves. So when you catch one that kind of makes things work, you don't know how, but you know it's working. But I just, the bad experiences were more often than not. And when you did have 1 or 2 good experiences, it was like you can't get enough. Never satisfied. You're never satisfied. And all of it is demonic. It's demonic because the devil has you trapped either way. Either searching for it, you trapped searching for it, or you find it and you're trapped holding on to it, no matter how toxic, disgusting, abusive, no matter what, you holding on to it because the devil has convinced you that you'll never come across it again.
You know those demons that you were talking about?
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of men are introduced to them a lot earlier when they're boys.
Yes.
With grown women
Yeah.
who have the
For sure.
spirits from all the partners they had.
Amen.
So
For
I
sure.
think, they don't talk about it, but I think a lot of men. I remember dating one. Mom, remember one time we was on FaceTime with some guy I was dating when I lived in Colorado, and I think he said he was like 11 or 12, and
I
at
remember
first he
that.
was like casually speaking about his
Yeah.
first time with a
I
woman
remember
that was
that.
watching him, and then me and my mom were like, baby, I think you were
I remember that young man.
great. And he
Oh.
was like, "Oh no," and then we was like, "No, no, you were." We were like, you were a child. That was a grown woman. That was an adult." And he was like, "Oh, come to
Mhm.
find out," he was like, "Come to think of it, damn, I was right."
Lord have
That's what he
mercy.
said. He was
Have
like
mercy.
so. He was like so shocked, and I think that a lot of men. I think that's why a lot of young boys are the way they are
Have
in
mercy.
middle school and in high
Yes.
school, because they're introduced to those demons by the people that are
Yes.
watching them very early on.
Absolutely.
That's sad.
It's something to be aware of when you're dealing with these men. These men are not hypersexual for no reason. A lot, they just want to talk about the homosexuals. A lot of these dudes and females have been sexually abused.
Yeah, they don't talk about how women are weird cougars too. Like okay, have you guys heard those women that be around the little boys to be like, "Oh, you're so cute. That's my little boyfriend. That's my little
Yes.
boyfriend." Ugh.
They be doing to my
Let
little
the
brother. Oh,
grown
Yes.
man,
perverts.
Oh yes.
right. Let a grown man walk by and say, "Oh, that's my little girlfriend."
Yes.
Everybody gonna lose their mind.
Yes.
But if a woman does it, it's like, "Oh, it's so
Overlooked.
harmless. What's she gonna do to him?"
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
Till she
the
till she
same thing a
pregnant by
man could
13
do.
year old. Yeah.
You said what?
Till she pregnant by 13-year-old, then everybody's looking crazy.
Oh yeah, like I've been seeing like teachers get arrested or whatever because they were sleeping with the students, and it's like women are slower to get in trouble for being
Yes.
cougars and pedophiles than
Yes.
these men are, and they're
Absolutely.
even more weird.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree.
It's sad.
It is sad, but it's so the truth. But yeah, praying for everybody. Help us, Lord. Help us, Lord, recognize the importance of holding off till marriage. Help us value marriage, Jesus. Help us recognize that you want us in a healthy, Holy Spirit filled relationship so that we can fully experience the magnitude, the impact of a healthy sexual experience. It's important to the Lord because not only is it for reproduction, God also wanted us to experience pleasure from it. And and really if you're doing it right, it's a prayer session.
Yeah, you didn't really let me. You didn't let me finish what I was going to say about that, but yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
You didn't let me.
Go ahead. I want to
I was
hold it
gonna
out for the
say,
second
I was
talk.
gonna.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that when I had said that, I was saying that in regards, because when Tia was talking about people being shocked about getting pregnant, and
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I was saying I wish that more churches went in depth on the biology and the whole meaning of the original purpose of sex being procreation, because our bodies are literally designed to do that. Like that's what our bodies are designed. So that's what I was gonna say. I wish more people were taught, because they don't really teach us what like middle school, high school, but we adults tend to forget, like, oh wait, hold up, the purpose of sex was to reproduce, so when women are getting shocked and surprised that they're pregnant, it's like, oh, what did you expect? You had sex,
Mm-hmm.
because society
Right.
is teaching us that the purpose of sex is really for pleasure, but it's making people forget that our bodies, once again, are designed to create.
Right.
So you got women who are like, oh my gosh, oh, I'm pregnant, oh my life, and it's like, ma'am, you
Mm-hmm.
had sex. What?
Mm-hmm.
What? I,
Mm-hmm.
like just the shock. Like I like maybe I get it, but at the same time, it's like clearly you forgot the whole design, what our bodies are designed to create. So even
Mm-hmm.
with even with women being on birth control, there are women who still get pregnant because, once again, our bodies are doing what they're designed to do. And so that's why I was going to say, the Lord did say when you get married, it's not a sin. That's when the sprinkle come in with the pleasure, because you're not doing it outside of marriage. But as far as you doing it outside of marriage, it's like, why are you shocked? Why are you shocked? You should be surprised that you didn't get pregnant and
Right.
you had raw sex.
Right.
That's when you should be surprised. That's when you might want to go get a checkup because you might got a condition because your body isn't doing what it's designed to do.
Mhm.
But as far as you had sex, it's like, and you're shocked about that. You're surprised. So that's what I was saying. I wish that churches would remind people, like, you can't get pregnant. This is what your bodies are. The Lord had designed this for. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's deep. Oh yeah, that's deep. That's it. I remember being 19 years old and wanting a baby. So I know a lot of young women want to get pregnant. It's a natural desire to want to have a baby. It's natural for a lot of women to feel like, oh, I want to get pregnant. It's your eggs screaming, but it's like you got to submit to what's right and not go on your flesh, because your flesh going, have you doing all kinds of stuff. But after getting pregnant, I realized, wait, we're doing this backwards. We should be getting married. The Lord had to reveal that to me later on. Like, I'm doing this so backwards, but we tried. I did my best to do it right. It was backwards. But yeah. Yes. Get married. Get married if you can. Hold off till you get married. It ain't gonna be easy, but it's hard on the front end, the easier on the back end. So hit the like button if you have not done that yet. Hit the like button, and we're gonna go on to the next clip. We're gonna talk about love, the 3 stages of love.
I love love.
And I watched it, and I didn't really agree with what she said, but I'll talk about it later. Share my thoughts, but we're gonna watch Study of Psychology.
Women fall in love in 3 stages. And if any of those stages are missing, the relationship will either break down very quickly or it will break down very slowly, but it will break down. First thing is women have to be truly attracted to their man in order for the relationship to actually turn into love at some stage. There has to be physical attraction, because naturally that fades with time and with so much familiarity. If we don't have that to begin with, it can become very difficult to start a romantic relationship. This is why we have so many friends, so many male friends, because if we're not truly attracted to him, even if he's wonderful, we can't start a romantic relationship. So I always say it starts with attraction. The second stage for a woman to truly fall in love with a man, she has to admire who he is. And what that means is, with or without her influence, he's just a man that she admires. He's got a great job. He's got a good network of friends. He's got lots of self-control. He's not an addict and he's not addicted. He's got a good level of self-control in terms of money, his body, his sexual behavior. He's not all over the place. So she truly admires him. And then once she's attracted and admires him, then she needs adoration from him. He needs to show her, adore her, reassure her, all of those things. If she gets all 3 of those, chances are that relationship won't break down. But if any of those are missing, maybe he adores her, absolutely adores her, but she's not truly attracted to him, at some stage the relationship will break down, because that adoration will feel like neediness. Or let's say, for example, she's truly attracted to him and he's giving her lots of reassurance, but he's not an admirable man. He's not working, he's not achieving, he's not doing a lot, even though she might love him and it might be a slow breakdown, but at some stage she'll need someone she can admire, particularly when she has children. So without those 3 ingredients, I don't think women realize this, but if any of those are missing, they will at some stage lose interest at work.
Okay. Thoughts, ladies?
I agree. With my baby daddy, once I stopped feeling him sexually, it just went downhill. I can't have sex with you if not. And it's like that. Once a woman is checked out, it's like you can't. It's not gonna work.
I agree. Like, I've dated, I'd say my 2 serious relationships. It was like attracted to them and absolutely adored them. Like I said, like I told mom, like they can lose their job, where it could be like they could have lost their job and I would still be there. Like it's below a surface level, the love that I had. But as far as admiration, as far as it being like, I could see my son being like you, I didn't see that. It wasn't like, yeah, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I would love for my son. I would love for you to be the father of my son. I didn't see that. Or it wasn't like where I admire them, like could look up to them and be like, wow, like this man don't play about God. Like he's even holding me accountable. Like this man, he is 100%, or not even one. We're never gonna be 100%, but like like he just don't play. Like, and he motivates me to want to do better and to do for God. Like neither one of them were like that. So it was like, man, cut it off.
Anybody else? Tiara looking the same expression.
No, because I've dated some boogers. I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't like this memory lane game. Go ahead, Tia. Your turn.
What? I don't know. So what? She said attractiveness and stuff.
Admiration and adoration.
Adoration. Darn. It's like I don't want to be thinking like, dang, all the guys that I've ever been with, I didn't
okay.
you.
I mean, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. While you're thinking, I'll say what I think.
Please.
I agree with most of what she said. The only thing I don't agree with is people making physical attraction their first stage, because as we see, your physical attraction to them is not necessarily going. Like she said, you got to have admiration and adoration to go along with it, because he might be physically attractive, but you don't like all of these other characteristics about him once you get to know him.
Right.
That's why it's important to get to know him first and let his characteristics, his integrity, his love for God, his love and admiration and adoration for you be what you're attracted to.
Right.
People want, women. Oh, there's another one. I'm gonna play about that too, actually. But let me I'm gonna play this and then we'll talk more about it, because this explains exactly the issue with so many men and women, not just women. Howard got me on this. No general statements. Men and women have the problem with thinking that physical attraction has to be the primary reason to get with somebody. That should be the later. That should be like the later stage. Their character, their integrity, how their kindness, their adoration, admiration for you, how they treat you, how they care for you, should be what makes you attracted to them. Because what pisses me off is, we'll see in this clip, people get good people that's good to them, that love them, and but I'm not attracted to him. But then get them somebody that they say is their physical type and stick with them and realizing that person is abusive because that's their type and they're physically attracted to them. So let me go to this clip here, and then this is the last clip of the night. And we're going to tie everything together.
If you say I want a man that make $100,000, you eliminated 85% of all men. 85%, that leaves you 15%. Half of that 15% is married. 7.5%. Half of them gay. Or live an alternative lifestyle. Take that down to 3.5%, 4% that you got to choose from. Then you want him over 6 feet. 2%. He can't be obese. 1%. You don't like Sagittarius, Leos, or Cancers. Well, now you at 0.5% of a man that you gotta look for. You gotta find him, and then he gotta like you back. That type of man that makes that type of money has requirements for a woman too that now you have to meet. This is why so many women are struggling that make money when they step out here into the dating. If you say
that ties everything together.
But I mean, I understood what she was saying, just because it's like it shouldn't be the priority, but it's going to be the initial. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if it's public. You meet someone in person, say you're at a festival. Let's take the club and the lounges out of the thing, because everybody got liquid courage there. Say we're say we're somewhere where alcohol is not a resource for someone to get, to approach someone. But it's like, a lot of times, unless they meet each other through mutual friends, and there's not an initial attraction, just because they met through friends, or they grew up together or whatever. When it comes to like someone walking past you, the first thing that they're going to see is the way you look. So it may not be it shouldn't be the primary, but it's going to be the initial. Like, a man, if he's seeing a woman who pretty much looks like she doesn't care about how she looks, she can be the most adoring and admirable woman he will ever meet, but he's not going to approach her a lot of the times, unless say he hears a voice that's like, that's your wife, she may not look good right now, but approach her. Unless he hears that voice, he's not going to approach her. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with a woman. If a woman sees a man, once again, he could be amazing, but if initially she's not attracted, she's not going to approach him. Like, yeah, attraction shouldn't be the main source, but it's going to be the initial for both men and women. That's just the way we create it. Even like peacocks. What's the first thing they do? They flash they feathers. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, it's going to be the initial. Like, that's just how it's gonna be. Like, he's gonna be like, dang, she look good. He's not gonna be like, wow, that woman looks decent. Let me see what her personality's like. Like, come on, like, let's be real. Like, damn, she's fun. She got you know what I'm saying? That's just what is gonna happen naturally. So I do agree, it shouldn't be the main factor, but it's gonna be the initial when it comes to approaching you guys.
Right.
And I feel like God, like he's gonna give us what we want. Like, I don't feel like, everybody has like their like type or whatever, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like God is an amazing God, and he's gonna give you exactly what you're attracted to. You know what I mean? And then, then you'll find out like, oh, he's a noble guy, and he's awesome, and he's great, but I don't feel like he's gonna give me a, short broke guy. Like, I feel like he's gonna give me exactly what I want. So I'm gonna wait for that. So yeah. But you can also meet like a bunch of like fine people that you think that are super attractive, and then you get to know them and they're crappy. I mean, but you just gotta hold off for the person that you think is attractive and they have good quality.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Just because someone isn't your type, like, it doesn't mean that we don't find that person attractive. It just means they're not our type. It just means we're used to looking at or dating. Y'all be seeing the men out there like a silverback, okay? But that doesn't mean that if I meet a man who's not like that I'm like, ooh, not gonna give you no kiss like on Joanna Man. But it's like, it's just not I'm not used to dating men that are slimmer or that are taller. Like, that's not men that I'm used to. I'm not saying they're unattractive. It's just not men that, so my type doesn't necessarily mean that if you're not my type that you're unattractive. It just means I'm used to dating men who look a certain way or who act a certain way.
Yeah.
What a man said. A lot of men say coochie don't have no face. It do to me though. When I first, what did go ahead? Did you want to say something, Hyra?
No, I was just saying they do be saying that, but I agree like with everything that y'all saying. Like, all the points seem valid. Like, I don't really have much to say about it because I can see all perspectives of it. Like, you do want to be with someone that you do find, attractive. Like, you want to be able to look at your man and say, based off the appearance, that you like what you see. He's your type. You want to date somebody that is your type. Because I don't know. I think it would be unfortunate to date someone or have someone date you. Like, how it would feel if someone's dating you and they, in their heart, genuinely don't think that you're attractive. They're just kind of with you. Like, that, to find that out would be like, damn, you don't even think I'm pretty? Like, you think I'm ugly in your mind? like you don't even find me attractive, but we're together, and then you find all these
Well, they
other girls
probably gay.
genuinely attractive. Like, I don't know, but I see, you know, all points and everything. Like, you don't want to date someone that is spiritually ugly, but honestly, for me, like, once I see, you know, a glimpse of who you are, you're not to die for attractive to me anymore. Like, I could let you go after that. Like, it's not where it's like, oh, he's so fine enough for him to just beat my ass. No, it's never gonna be that. You are not that cute ever to me to let you do whatever you want to do to me. Like, your face will rearrange with me real quick.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I personally, if your personality is ugly and you're already physically ugly, now you're just double ugly.
Right.
I think, but
Do you want to add something, Rajay?
No, I was saying, or maybe he gay, because a lot of times, like, men be sassy. They be like, "Oh, you ugly." Mind you, they say that when they mad, right? So they'll call you ugly, and it's like, no, you're just DL. Like, it really be like that. It really be like that. But it goes both ways. It's like, it's a lot of things. Some men be having like mommy issues, like a lot of projection going on. Women too, they be having daddy issues and mommy issues. We all be having issues, but it's just like a lot of these men. I don't even know what started the subject. I was eating and listening, but a lot of these men, they project. That's why they're so mean to women.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that wholly. What a man says. There are so many people in love with folks on TV just over appearance. Yeah, for sure.
that's why I feel like I gotta check myself with little people that I be seeing on the internet, because they be so cute. I be like, yeah, chop that wood, boy. But then again, it's like, you know what I'm saying, I don't know him. He could be crazy. He could try to chop my ass instead of the wood. So I'm like, I don't know. But they be cute though. So I be like, but especially celebrities, like, I definitely don't idolize none of them, because you don't know who they are in real life. Like, I don't know if y'all saw that thing with Doja Cat, how she was all in the fan's face being all nice and
put her legs around them and everything.
Right, the leg on her. Oh, you smell so good. I have your shirt. Then she goes on Twitter and is like, and I threw away that musty ass shirt anyway, like, or whatever.
Yeah, she's like, she talking about how uncomfortable she was. And how he didn't have her consent to be close.
Yeah, like, that's why I don't. If you see a celebrity, I'm gonna just act like I don't even know who you are. You know what I'm saying? I walk past you like, oh, is that so-and-so? That's nice.
Oh my gosh, the way they were moving towards Michael Jackson, people were fainting.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you? It was never that serious. It was never that serious.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
How they was at the concert fainting, dying. Yeah.
They did. Yeah. They did. And the reason why I speak so much against physical attraction, because when, my story is my story. Everybody's story is different. But when I first met my husband, we were not physically attracted to each other. I was not attracted to him at first. He wasn't my type. When I first saw him, I was like, he African. I was and my sister was like, March, no, don't be mean. Don't talk to him. Go talk to him. So it wasn't until I got to know him that I became more attracted to him. At first glance, we were not attracted to each other. And I don't think he was attracted to me. I had really bad acne. My hair was braided straight back like a dyke. I was not all that cute. But, they like the fat booty. So that's what the boys used to like. But we were so young. It's kind of irrelevant. But I still take that as a lesson for people. Like yes, it may be the initial attraction, but the sustaining attraction has to come from after you get to know them.
Yeah.
After you get to know them. Because that's and the initial attraction, yes, is the initial attraction, but that's why it's so important to take time to be friends. People want to meet people and immediately jump into dating. folks don't want to take the time to be like, oh wait, you know what? Let's just be friends. Let's get to know each other. And I think that's what I've always told my girls and my kids: be friends with them and see them in other relationships, so you see how they act in a relationship. If it's yours, nobody's gonna take it from you. They could be with other people, and it's not gonna affect how y'all are if y'all decide to be in a relationship. But you don't know somebody. People want to, okay, another thing is different. Again, let me just clarify. It's different if you meet somebody and 2-3 months in down the line, the Lord is telling you this is your person. That's something different. But even then, that's after spending hours and hours and hours getting to know each other. You could get to know each other in a year's worth of communication, talking to them every day. If you talk to somebody every day for like 4, 5, 6 hours a day for 30 days straight, you'll know them better than you would if you knowing somebody a year that you talk to once a week. But if you could talk to somebody and talk to them for hours on end for 30 days, 60 days straight, you're doing a deep vetting of that person. If you dating somebody and you can't talk to them for more than an hour, that ain't yours. You don't want to be with that. They're gonna get on your nerves. Don't even waste your time. You want to be able to talk to somebody for hours. It's like you have to be able to listen to them and talk back and feel like they're listening to you, and reciprocal communication and listening has to be established very early on in a relationship. But people don't want to take that time to vet. People go from getting to know somebody, they having sex with them in 2 weeks, having a baby after they known them for 3 months, if that, and then wondering why we ain't married. We've been together for 5 years. Why we aren't married?
That's definitely something to think about, especially like you said, talking to them and listening to them. Can I listen to them and not be agitated? That's a good thought. Because I've had a lot of people where they start talking to me, dudes, they start talking to me, and I can't listen to them for that long. I get so agitated because I don't know what they're talking about. It sounds ridiculous. My brain don't go that low, It's just stressing me out. But that's a good thought, for real. Y'all snickling, but for real, I'm really gonna do that.
When I caught myself dating other guys, I was talking to a guy, and every time he opened his mouth, it's some Thugs Chronicles story.
No,
and really be running his mouth, really be talking. And it's Thug Chronicle Part 1, so and so, and gunshots and car robberies, and when this nigga said what, it was like, Lord, this ain't it. I can't deal with this.
Overstimulating me.
For real, stop.
Gangsta Chronicles. It ain't it.
Mind you, you live a whole different lifestyle. You're not in the streets. And then
Right.
talking about shooting. I'll be like, oh my gosh, this is.
Yes. Anxiety. You talking about anxiety. You feeling he anxious, so you feeling his anxiety. Like, Lord Jesus. You want somebody to talk and bring you peace.
Yeah.
Mind you, they don't trust you. They think everybody they out. It's like the people,
right.
You got to be careful who you really associate yourself with, because
right. Facts. Any last thoughts, ladies?
No, I learned a lot. Mm-hmm.
It was a pleasure, as usual.
This dating stuff, it's like, wow. Wow. I mean, like, it's not like terrible crazy, for me or whatever, but it's still like this is especially if you're dating for, what I'm saying, because I ain't gonna date you if I don't see myself marrying you. Like, I'm just not gonna do that. To me, that's a waste of time. Or like people be friends, especially when it comes to like women, when they be friends with a man and have no interest. That I can't me personally, I don't need a doormat. And I think that women who do friend zone men, but run to them, to like talk to them, like, when they go through a breakup or a heartbreak, to me, that's you have a doormat. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's using the person. Like, you have no interest at all in having any sort of future with that man, but that's your best friend. To me, that's crazy work. I'm not going to be friends with you. I'm not going to date you if I don't see myself spend the rest of my life with you. That's just not how it's going to work. I just don't like that in dating. It's just a bunch of users. It aggravates the crap out of me.
Noting that about men, just like you said, men are only going to be friends with you if they feel like they have a chance. Men ain't just going around being friends, be no friends. They'll play friend as a way to be patient for you to come around. Even if you got a man, even if you're in a relationship, even if you're married, men are only friends as a way to set back, waiting for their opportunity.
Plotting.
Yeah.
Scary.
But that's the thing. That's what you want. You want a man that's patient enough to set back and wait for you to get a word from the Lord about them, because they've gotten a word from the Lord about you. But just know, now you're gonna have demons sitting back waiting for an opportunity too. So just like the Lord is gonna give you word that ain't for you, he'll also give you the word that that's yours. And he ain't gonna give you a word and not give the other one a word. He gonna give him a word and he gonna give you a word, and because the Holy Spirit is gonna have all things in common. So if he's sitting back waiting, he's waiting for you to say, okay, the Lord confirmed for me. Go ahead, Tia.
I was gonna say I had two really good guy friends, like when I was in Colorado. Oh, best friends. Oh, going on trips. Oh, having a good time. Oh, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, I'm in love with you." And it's like, well, I didn't get that word from the Lord. I'll tell you that right now. So the hell are you talking about? What? So then you kind of feel violated, because it's like, dang, if I would have knew that, I would have never gotten that close with you. But I guess it is different if they hearing something, or maybe they didn't even hear something. Maybe they just, like how I said, plotting. Like, I would have never dated you. You know that. So why would you? Anyway, long story short, I don't have guys as friends anymore. I just can't do it.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, and I tried too. I definitely tried. Oh, friends 4 years and whatever. But he had a kid. Actually, both of them had kids. Lord. That was my answer. Nope. Nope. But yeah, but my thing is, if you do have a man and he's showing you he's not crossing boundaries, and he's showing you that you can come to him, and he's showing you, let's say he doesn't have kids. Let's take the kid. Let's take the kids out. And I think that if I did have a guy friend and we were friends for years, and I could confide in him and I could trust him, and he showed me that he was not in my life, trying to get something, you get what I'm saying? Well, of course, hoping that we get married in the end or something. I would not mind actually giving him a chance, because it's like, you are my best friend. But you get a kid, you completely ruined the blessing, child. Completely. You ruined the blessing all the way. But it's like, oh, he don't have kids, and he showed me he respected my boundaries. He never tried anything. He never said, whatever to make me uncomfortable. I'm like, why not?
Then if it don't work, you lost a friend trying to make something happen that ain't risky.
I mean, business. But like I said, for me, I'm not going to date you if I don't see myself, having a future with you. I don't know. So I would use that opportunity if we did get serious to take it to a a deeper level. And I don't mean sexually. I just mean like actually, okay, so now we're in a relationship. We've been friends. Now let's see who we are as, as taking this seriously, potentially husband and wife. And I think that if it was a genuine friendship, I don't know. I don't know if it was a genuine friendship, then what's wrong with it? If it did come to an end, you guys realize, oh, we're better off as friends.
Sure. Yeah. And it makes sense. And again, like, as long as you got the Lord in the center of it all and you're consulting with him, he gonna let you know. He ain't gonna have you questioning and wondering.
Yeah.
He gonna let you know if it's yours and it even waste your time or not. He gonna let you know. The Lord absolutely will let you know. For me, I always knew as soon as they start talking about they don't believe in God and I already knew that ain't it. That's all I needed to hear. It wasn't even no question. I didn't even have to wonder. As soon as they start talking about they don't believe in the Lord, they don't, no, they don't believe in God, they don't read no Bible. And I might have been a whatever. I was all in the streets. I was whatever, but I knew that my husband was gonna know the Lord. If I didn't know nothing else, I knew my husband was gonna know the Lord. And because if you can't talk to somebody about the Lord, that ain't it. Because that's what's gonna sustain the whole thing is y'all's union between you, him, and the Lord. That's what's gonna sustain the thing. So you have to be able to talk about the Lord and come together about the Lord. You're gonna have to. So if you got somebody that can't do that you can't come to them like, Lord, this is what the Lord showed me, this is what the Lord taught me, and they not coming to you like, look, oh, this is what the Lord revealed, look what the Lord revealed to me, this is what I learned, this is what the scripture told me. If y'all not having these kinds of in-depth spiritual discussions, it won't last. It's not going to work. It's immediate sign that you're unequally yoked. People don't listen to those signs. People are like, well, I don't want to impose on their religious beliefs. He don't believe. So they accept an unbeliever. And when they get the hell that comes with being with an unbeliever or a religious psycho that really don't have a relationship with God, the stuff that comes with it, then they're surprised because the Lord, you wasn't consulting with the Lord in the beginning. Like, okay, before I jump into this, Lord, is this mine? Should I be wasting my time? What is this, Lord? Show me, give me confirmation, and taking time to wait for an answer. It's important, very important. This is the decision that will affect the rest of your life and the generations to come. So that's it. That's all, ladies. It's great, powerful discussion. Niece, Roger, did you have any last thoughts, words on this before I let you ladies go?
No, today this was really good. I always learn every time I watch. It was really good. Really good, because usually the people I be talking to, they don't be having no knowledge. There's always drama, so it's like really good to have these conversations. But we always have conversations in the back end, so it's pretty good to hear it. And thank you guys for having me here today. It was pretty cool.
Thanks for coming.
Yes,
Of course.
From the Bronx.
No, the Lower East Side. Ew.
Everybody.
Ew. Nah, y'all people out of state be funny because they don't be knowing all the boroughs. So they know like that one borough.
All they hear is your accent, and they think we either from Brooklyn or the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
Where's she from?
Harlem.
No, y'all.
Y'all crazy.
We from Chinatown, Lower East Side, Manhattan.
That sounds so boring.
It does. That's why they rather. Oh no, you from Brooklyn? It's okay.
I'm like, yeah. But not the Bronx. Not the Bronx though. Bronx dirty.
You know what? Everybody from every people from different boroughs have different accents.
Yes. Like we all sound like we're from New York, but we just, it's like you could tell like certain things. Like people from the Lower East Side, born and raised, like
yeah,
we sound like, I don't know.
We probably have the whitest from the Lower East Side.
Yeah,
we probably have the whitest accent.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
when you start
It's
talking to folks
crazy.
from the Bronx and Brooklyn, you start hearing mother, father, whatever. Like it's real ghetto, thick
Oh
ghetto.
yeah,
Real thick, yeah,
I've heard that.
real.
New
I
York
don't know
like
about
like
Staten
its
Island
own
people.
continent.
Yeah, I don't know about Staten Island. It is. It is.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
Jersey got their own accent, even though it's right across the water. They got their
Mhm.
own accent. Yeah. So funny.
Come make me a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Oh my
Top
gosh.
cheese.
When I
Oh
came, guys,
no.
when I went to Colorado, y'all know the times. Well, the last time I went, when I went to school for like 6 months,
Mhm.
everybody was so. Even when I was going for the summer, everybody was just so fascinated by me and Ryan's accent. They're like, "Where
Yeah.
you from? Like, you sound so." I'm like, "We thought we sound regular. Like, y'all sound different.
Yeah.
We sound normal. I
Yeah,
think New York has like the most normal." Because people from the South have like a deep accent, like they sound wild, like
Very country.
wild. You know, we
Yeah,
sound regular. I don't know.
I love it.
regular.
Love your
Regular, regular, degular, schmegular.
Just regular girl from the
Yeah,
Bronx.
crazy.
Y'all crazy. Yes, thank you for
Mm-mm.
having some new flavor, some new insights. We love having you
Mhm.
on. I love having all you ladies on. All you ladies have your own wisdom, your own thoughts, and I so appreciate that. None of us think the same way. None of us had the same thoughts and the same. We don't, I thank God we don't agree on everything, and we can all learn from each other. It's powerful. It's powerful. So, okay, hit the like button. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Our next wifery garden. I'm gonna try to have some men on there, Lord willing. I'll be forgetting to link up my connections, so we're gonna try to do the next wifery
For what?
garden.
She got connections, y'all. She been holding that on us. She got connections
With who? To who?
to,
I'm
to
right.
men that could be on the darn platform.
Yo, why y'all all making?
Hold it out on my connections. I don't even be thinking about it. Just so blessed to have you ladies. I don't be wanting no extra, but it will be nice to have some men. I did it because I watched a podcast with another YouTuber, and she had a panel of all men, just talking about the experiences of men. I thought it was really powerful, and I'm like, oh wow, I could totally ask Righteous Perspective if he could come on my channel. Come on, I could act. And Trim was like, why don't you know? Why what? You could ask him, and you don't even like. I totally could. I have his email address. I just don't think about it. I don't think about it. I'm so satisfied with what I have right here with you ladies. I don't
Yeah.
y'all are extra.
Right.
But
Definitely.
no, best friend, don't do that. It's just the past men that we done had on here.
Yeah.
But
Don't talk about
Same
them. Don't
way.
talk about them. Please do not talk about them. Please. I've had a good time.
but we can get if we can get some
Bring it up.
actual mature men.
Okay, get some mature eye candy. Yeah. Get
What
some
about
mature
that
He
guy?
don't got
What
to be
about
eye
that?
On
candy.
camera.
What about that guy that I guess he was married to like a white woman?
Oh, he was
All
Oh
of
yeah,
cool.
them
he
were,
was on
or
there.
both of them were. There's
He was
two.
Yeah.
pretty cool. Oh,
Both of
even
them
the
were.
wife?
Which one? The big chocolate one?
Yes. He seemed pretty cool. No, not like that. Not like that. I really don't like. That's like too much. I don't like too much muscle. It's too much. But I'm just saying, like he seemed pretty like cool.
Yeah, he was cool. He came on when I would have the link. He would jump on for himself. He wasn't technically invited, but it was like a invite. It was like a free for all. Whoever want to come on stage could come on stage, and he would come on.
Yeah, he seemed
But
insightful.
yeah, he's on another podcast, Candid Combos, where he's a regular on. And I've hopped on their panel once or twice to just share my thoughts too. So that's another good channel. They talk about a lot of the same stuff we talk about on Candid Combos. But only thing that separates my channel from a lot of relationship channels that I talk about Jesus.
Yeah.
Talk about I put the whole spiritual thing into it, because it's needed. The solution to all these problems is Jesus. He's the solution. So you got folks like, oh well, what do we do to dealing with these women and masculinity and men and all these things? They need Jesus. We need Jesus. We need him, and we need more people have the courage to speak about him.
Yeah. You got the woman podcast bashing the men. You got the men podcast bashing the woman.
Yes. For real
Where's
though.
the unity? Come on, our stuff, so we can get some unity. I mean, it probably won't get views because no one really likes peace. You can't really make money
Yeah.
off peace, but you know.
Yeah. Unfortunately. But I'm perfectly happy with that. I'm perfectly happy with the small remnant of watchers that I have. I don't need all of that. I'm perfectly at peace with what we have. And I know it's going to grow in God's time. And I trust and believe that. So
Yeah,
thank
because
you.
we do it with love, not with hate.
Yes.
Try to understand, not hate on them, but
Yeah.
understand what they're talking about. Because I'd be confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I gotta take pretty boy out.
Okay. Well, I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you guys so much. And God bless all of you and praying for everybody. Help us all, Jesus, to get closer to you. Catch me this Tuesdays and Fridays. I'm on here and I'm doing another master class. So y'all make sure y'all check those out. Married with Purpose Masterclass. Those be so powerful. The Lord be showing up and showing out with those teachings. So y'all come through and watch that Wednesdays and Thursdays. This will be week 4. So after this week, 2 more weeks, and I'm done with this series for now until the Lord tell me to get back on it. Otherwise, that's it. Pray, pray, pray every day, all day, and keep flying with the Most High. And I love you guys.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, baby. I love you guys. Deuces.